So let's start with AND formula. So far you have learned logical operators. The logical operators evaluates our value to true and false, which is called as Boolean value. So after that we have learned if formula, which evaluates a condition on the base of the result, which is true or false, which is called as logical test. It decides what value should be in true and what value should be in false. While moving forward with AND formula, the AND formula is used for evaluation of logical conditions where multiple logical conditions exist, and it returns the true false on the basis of when all the conditions returns true. In AND formula, it is necessary to return every condition to true. Then only AND formula will return true value. So let's start with building this AND formula in such scenario. Suppose that we have conducted an interview in which our 9 candidates got screened. In round 1, Mr. Sujit cleared all the rounds, but Mr. Manish cleared 3 rounds except round 2. So we have a condition here that every candidate must be cleared all rounds. So then only he can be selected. So for that condition we use AND formula. How we will evaluate that? We will first check that Mr. Sujit the round 1, if B2 is containing yes or not. This is our first logical condition. In second logical condition we will check with round 2 if C2 contains yes or not, such as D2 contains yes or not, E2 contains yes or not. We have entered all the conditions in which I have embedded in AND formula 4 conditions. Let's see the result. When any candidate fails any round, it should return false. When all rounds clear, it will return as true. So for that we use AND formula. Now we can display result with the help of if formula what we want. In logical test we just capture the result of AND formula, and when AND formula return true we should show selected, otherwise we should show rejected. So now we drag this on the basis of true false, it evaluates the result. And now we drag this. Now the result in selected rejected status. Now we want to build formula in one. We don't want to add 2 formulas for single thing. We want to do in a single cell. So let's start with if. We start with if. Now we can also build here a formula, and now the same condition we have given to that, b2 c2 is y or not, d2 is y or not, and e2 is y or not. We have completed the logical test. Now if this AND formula returns true, then what we need to show? Selected, and value is false. If AND formula gives us false, then we should show rejected. Now this formula we have built in a single cell. Now we drag this, the result status is here. Now let's take another example. Suppose that we have some sales figure here, but we want to distribute incentive only when the sales figure is between 80 to 97. So for that condition also we can also use our AND formula. What will be the condition? We write here an AND formula. First logical test, that this value is greater than equal to 87. What is the 80? That this value is greater than equal to 87, and in other condition we have to check that this value should be less than equal to 97. Sorry, it is not 87, it is 80 only. So now we check that what it return. It shows only two values as true, because other values does not persist in between 80 to 97. So when we have true false, then we can also build our if here. For desired result, build if. For logical test we have completed this, then enter comma. If the value is true, now we have to give them 5000 rupees of incentive, otherwise we will pay them 0. So we drag this. So such types of condition can be handled through our AND formula, which is a very powerful tool in our logical formula.